Hey everybody out there, you're tuned in to 91.8 The Fan. You're in my corner and I have a new special guest in the corner. Would you like to unveil your secret identity to the masses?
Yes. Hello, I'm Natalie Hoover, and it's a pleasure to meet all of you. Woohoo!
Woohoo! We got you on. Everything's okay. Everything's right.
Yay!
People are happy. Children are crying. It's awesome.
Oh
Enjoy.
gosh.
Enjoy.
Oh, tears.
Yes, good happy tears. Happy baby tears. Anyway, but for the fans out there that might not be familiar with your work, we have to ask that basic of basic questions. What initially sparked your interest in acting?
Ah, that's a good question. I've actually loved acting ever since I was little. I don't know why, and I can't explain why. I just thought it was really looked a lot of fun and outgoing and all that jazz. So when I was in elementary school, that's really when it sparked. And I started with stage acting, and then college happened, and stage acting kind of fell out. And then I found out about voice acting, so that's where I am today. Yeah.
I was about to say, did college do it? I blame college now.
Yeah, college kind of did it for me. I was like, oh, acting is so fun now. But no, to each their own, but stage acting kind of lost my interest after college, unfortunately.
Well, I can understand that to certain degrees. I mean, it seems like, especially in terms of acting, at least my experience going to school, a lot of the focus was on older stuff and stage and theater and all that. And then there
Mhm.
was no really branching out paths that were taught to anybody until maybe you got to
Exactly.
college. And then college was kind of like, here's this other stuff that you can mess around with.
But we're
So.
not going to teach you the stuff you want to learn.
Exactly. Yeah, that's actually the big reason I didn't go to college and graduated from high school 2 years earlier.
Mhm.
Because school, yeah.
School.
Ew. Anyway, in case you're a teacher, we still love you. So for any of the teachers out there, because I did have some awesome teachers that were wonderfully amazing.
I
Hopefully
did
you did
too.
too.
They were great, but it's my own personal preference. That's all.
Understandable. I think I agree with you.
Thank you.
But one of the really interesting things about your career that I think a lot of people would be interested to hear about is the awesome and fabulous Kick Heart, which is a project that came out from, I want to say the woodworks just because it was one of the first anime on Kickstarter.
Hmm.
And that must have been really interesting to be involved in that and to be picked by the director of the film himself.
It was really cool, actually. God, how was that 2012? 2013? One of those 2 years. Um, Basically, it's like a Kickstarter project, and I heard of it through a friend of mine. So I funded it, and then they're like, "Oh, we're going to do a backer dub. If you want to audition, send in your video, and the director will choose his top five, and then he'll choose his top one, and that'll be the official quote unquote backer dub voice." So I sent it in. I was like, "Oh, this looks fun." Sent it in, didn't really think of anything of it. And I got an email saying, "Congratulations! Da da da! You are the official voice of the backer dub of Lady S." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool." Um, Fortunately for me, I lived in Los Angeles, so it's quite easy for me to go to the recording studio. It was a really cool experience. I met Yuasa himself, which was pretty rare. It's kind of unique when you get to meet the creator and director of a project in such as someone of his status. So that was really cool. But it was just a 1 day recording, and I met really a lot of cool people there, and it was a really, really cool experience. Yeah, that's basically it was really different, especially since this was right before I got into professional voice acting. I was just testing the waters, and it was a really cool experience.
Well, the project was really unique too, and I'm not just talking about the fact that it was on Kickstarter, but like visually, it was something you don't really see very often as
No, it
well.
was very different, and the plot was very unique. Very unique. I've actually never really heard of or seen a plot that involved masochism and all that jazz. So,
That must have been an interesting foray into voiceover in a way. It's
yeah,
like, yeah, let me be a part of this, kind of S&M thing. It'll be awesome.
right? Totally. It was just totally. No. But I did learn a lot from that experience, and it was really cool. And actually, because I experienced that, my most recent video game role, she's a masochist, so that kind of pulled two and two together in a weird way. So yeah, it was pretty interesting.
Hey, you learned something. Now, are you referring to The Witch and the Hundred Knight, or are you referring to Danganronpa 2, or?
Oh, Fairy Fenceref. Sorry about that. Fairy Fenceref,
Okay.
Tiara's a really cute character, but definitely a masochist. So yeah, that was very interesting.
Yeah, I'm really excited that it seems like NIS America is saying, "Hey guys, go promote that you're in these games." I've been saying that on the show for years when we have you guys on, and those lovely NDAs keep us from talking more. So I'm
I
I'm
know.
happy that you're able to actually be like, "Hey, I'm actually in this," because
Same. I thought I wouldn't have to announce. I wouldn't be able to announce it at least August because it comes out in September. But when I was recording, they're like, "No, go for it. We want you to, promote and all that jazz. So have fun." I was like, "Oh, awesome! Thank you."
yay, finally they're realizing you guys get free promotion. It's exciting.
Woo!
Well, for the listeners out there that might not know about Fairy Fencer F, could you explain a little bit about the game?
Yeah, I basically play Tiara, and she's the heroine of the game. It's basically about this gentleman named Fang, who's also played by Keiji Tang, and he pulls this beautiful sword out of I think it's a rock. It kind of reminds me of Sword and Stone a little bit with more JRPG in it,
Or
and it's
Moe?
really cool. Yeah, more moe, and um, because of that, I think the fairy. Oh my gosh. See, I only recorded my parts of TR, so it's kind of hard to explain the game. But I know the gist of it. He pulls out a sword, a fairy comes to him, and they go on an adventure. And then they meet my character, and we're trying to collect items called the Furies, which I kept calling them the furries in my recording because I read it and it's Furies. So my brain's like Furies, 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 furry, furry. No. But basically
Well,
it's
at
just
least that would please some of the fans if they heard
right.
that.
Oh God. But it's basically these three people go on an adventure and they meet all these different people and they're trying to revive the goddess to help the world. But some people are trying to revive the vile god. So it's kind of these two groups um, going against each other, and it's actually really cool, and I really cannot wait for it to come out.
That sounds really interesting. Hopefully they release, like a remastered edition where you guys are collecting all the furries for the furry convention. That'll be awesome.
Oh
No, I'm
God.
kidding. I'm sure KG Tang would be into doing something like that, into
Oh my
recording that.
God.
I'm just
Who
saying.
knows? Who knows?
If KG, if you're listening, I'm sorry. I love you.
KG. It's okay. He calls me really horrible things in the game, so it's totally okay. He'll totally
Okay, then
understand.
then it's then it's worth it. Yeah, it's
It's
payback.
totally fair. It's totally
Yeah.
fair.
But for the fans, I do want to bring up one specific character that you recently announced, which is from Danganronpa 2, Dang It Grandpa, Dragon
Don Don
Roombas.
boobies.
Yeah, like there's so many different ways to say it. We actually had a week for that game on the show when the very first one came out, so we're very excited to be able to talk to people who are part of the second one because the cult following for that game was actually enormous.
I wasn't aware of that until one of my very good friends, Kira Buckland, told me. She said, "Oh, it's a really big game." I said, "Really?" And I Googled it and I was blown away. I wasn't aware of how large of a game it is, and I can see why it's really good.
Yeah, it's really emotional. I haven't played the second. I know some people out there have. I played the first one, and I was constantly like, "Oh, I'm sad. Oh, I'm
I'm
happy. Oh,
sad. I'm
I'm sad.
happy.
I'm
Oh,
happy."
all the tears.
Yeah, it was definitely it kept pulling you each way because it has sort of this uh, Japanese silly kind of humor, but it's very dark too, and I think that made it stand out from some of the usual games out there.
Exactly. It's so different because I used to play visual novels, and this really struck me as a home run in a sense because I love Phoenix Wright, I love Professor Layton, and all that jazz. And this movie kind of ties everything in there, and it's just a really good game. And I've been told the second one's even better than the first, but I've not played it, so I'm really excited for September to happen.
Well, I'm really excited for it to come out too, and I hope that we see your characters survive alive. Once again, for everybody out there, I don't know what happens, and I'm not spoiling it, so.
I'm not gonna say anything, but I'm pretty excited to be her.
Well, did you have a lot of fun with the character? Was she difficult to play at all, or did you just kind of just roll with it?
It kind of just happened automatically within my first session. They explained the character to me. I'm like, oh, she sounds, really adorable. And the director says, she's basically you, but a video game character. And I was like, oh, that's super easy. I got this. So, she was just a blast to play, and she's one of my favorite characters to this date. Um, she's just this, oh God, she says really funny things. And if some of you don't know, she's foreign, quote unquote. So she'll try to say things to fit in with the group. So one of my favorite lines throughout to say in the entire game, she usually says hella, and she says that to like fit in with the cool kids, but really she says it completely wrong. And it's just so cute. And I don't want to spoil anything, but just her foreign tendencies are really, really charming. And that's, I think, what, let's see, I think that's what I loved most about her.
Well, out
And
of sheer curiosity, was Tony the director for this one as well?
yes, he was.
Oh, okay. You could have just said Tony.
Sorry, Tony. Tony.
No, Tony, we love you too. We love everybody we mention on the show. But no, I thought it was hopefully for this one. One of the interesting things about the first one that struck me as really odd is they didn't have credits for the voice actors in it. So
Mhm.
hopefully for this one they do. I found that extremely abnormal because they even had the guy who made the website, like the English website, in the credits, and they had,
Everyone but just the voice actors.
it was just
Uh,
really weird.
I think that actually has to do with non-union and union in a sense, because some of these games they do are non-union and some of them are. So most actors or some actors probably don't want their names to be released. That's why if you Google some of the cast in other video games, it's hard to find the names for the actors. Maybe that's why, but I'm not sure. I
That's
really do
what
hope they have credits.
we figured, but we can't say we're not a part of the project. So that
Yeah.
was our theory, but that was something that we hope to see in the second one. So NIS America, in case you're listening, that way we
Please.
don't have to hunt down all the voice actors. It was funny actually. Here on the website, a lot of us literally went everywhere we could or asked several people to reveal most of the cast. I was like
Oh my
scouring the
gosh.
internet and like it was funny because I was confirming with everyone either on Twitter or Chris was doing it, and we were updating the Wikipedia to try and make sure who was who. So
That's
that was a lot of
smart.
fun.
Good job.
Well,
I
hey, it was really interesting for us. We wanted to know who these people were.
I remember when they gave us the green flag to okay, you can announce. And I was literally shaking in my boots. I was like, oh gosh, do I want to announce it today or tomorrow or never? I don't know. So I was really, really excited to announce her, but a little nervous. But I really hope people enjoy my perception and take on Sonia because she's the cutest thing ever.
Well, we're happy you like the character, and I know a lot of people are looking out for the game. So hopefully, if you haven't pre-ordered now, we're going to take a short break here on 91.8 The Fan, so you can go do that. So keep it tuned to your favorite station where we play everything you want and nothing you don't. Hey, everybody out there, you're tuned in to 91.8 The Fan. You're in my corner, and my special guest is still alive and breathing in the corner as well, and
Yes.
giggling. Yes. Good, I just wanted to make sure. I didn't
Yes, I'm alive. No worries.
Well, if it makes you feel better, we've actually had somebody. I can't remember who it was now. Maybe Chris can magically remember, and he's in the background somewhere. But we had somebody, and we were like, "Hey, we're back, and our special guest is here." And all you heard was beep, beep,
Oh
beep.
my gosh.
We're like, "We're gonna go to a short break." Like the timing was comical. It was amazing.
Oh, that's wonderful.
But but for the fans out there that want to keep up to date on what you have coming out, is there anything else you want to promote to them first?
Yes, you can follow me on my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Natalie Hoover VO. And also my Twitter is the same handle. And my website too, I update that about every week or so, which is nataliehoover.com.
Your website is adorable, by the way. I can tell you
Thank
like cute
you.
things.
I do love cute things.
It's all pink and stripes. I'm like, you
I
must be a
love
fan
pink.
of like Lolita or something. I don't even know, or cupcakes.
Yes,
One of those.
cupcakes. I do love cupcakes.
Two very different things, but at the same time, that's what your website reminds me of.
Thank you.
Also, it probably doesn't help that, on YouTube, your Ichigo cupcakes.
Yeah.
That probably also is a tip off there.
All the cupcakes.
But for the fans, are there any other like voice projects that you can talk about that are coming out, or anything that recently came out that you want to promote to them?
Let's see. I know I can promote Vera Fencer F. You should definitely buy that in September. The Witch and the Hundred Knight came out in March, which is available on PlayStation 3. Danganronpa 2, which is out in September as well. And Sword Art Online, that was out last year. Unfortunately, the other titles I could announce, I can't until later this year. But like I said, if you go to my website, Facebook, Twitter, I announce them whenever I can. So yeah, that's all the products I can push at this time.
Awesome. Well, for the fans out there that want to, get to know you in real life and ask for a hug, are there any events you have coming up?
Yeah, I'm going to SenshiCon in Anchorage, Alaska, September 27th and 28th. I have a few more cons lined up, but I know the next one after that officially will be in 2015, and that's NewCon PDX in Portland, Oregon.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
SenshiCon just sounds fun because I'm not sure if it's a Kamen Rider convention or if it's a convention for transforming.
I always
Like,
thought it was a con about Sailor Moon and such.
yeah, exactly. Moon
So I was
Prism
pretty
Power.
excited.
Exactly. Well, that's awesome. Well, hopefully you get a chance to see all the fans at conventions. I mean, I'm sure you've gone to a few, correct?
Yeah, I've gone to a few since I was 13. Oh, and I will be at Anime Expo this year, just walking around and all that jazz, but I will be at the NIS America booth when they're doing the Danganronpa cosplay contest. So if you're dressed up as Sonya, never mind. I'll be giving you guys something really cool.
Oh, that's adorable. That sounds
Yeah.
like a good incentive to get those cosplays in gear.
Yes, cough, cough. Please do.
Well, I love how some cosplayers, hey, I've got like 2 days to finish this really elaborate costume, and then they whip it
Mhm.
up without any sleep, and then like
Right? And
when
it's
they
like,
get there, they're
what?
like a zombie. I'm like, how do you do this?
It's like with no sleep and lots of coffee. It's like talent. That's
I sold
amazing.
my soul to the devil for
For
sewing
24
skills.
hours.
Yes. He gets the costume when we're done. It's fine. It's not a big deal.
Oh my gosh.
Well, awesome. Well, since we're nearing the end of this interview, I was wondering if you'd be willing to participate in a 91.8 The Fan tradition.
Sure.
Awesome. Basically, we ask if you'd be willing to do a radio bump for us.
That'd be awesome.
Coolio. We basically ask if you could say, "Hello, my name is," you insert your name. "I do this." You can insert your voice actress, your characters, whatever you want to put there.
Mhm.
And you're tuned into 91.8 The Fan.
Oh my gosh, I swear I'm probably gonna mess up.
Well, the fans love their bloopers.
Oh gosh. Okay. So it's basically, hello, my name is Natalie Hoover. I'm a voice actress, and you're tuned into 91.8 The Fan.
Yeah, that was pretty
Like
much
that?
it. Yes.
Cool. I did not mess up yet.
Yay! Awesome. Well, that was easy.
Super duper.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to tell the listeners out there? Any words of wisdom, dating advice, predictions for the end of the world?
Thank you for listening, and I hope to see you soon. Hopefully you're enjoying this lovely weather wherever you are.
It's not lovely here in Vegas. It's hot. It's already hot.
Enjoy the heat, I guess.
Well, no, it was like the other day, it was like already in like the 95s, and I'm like, no, summer, go away.
Ew, that's gross.
I know. Like we've been getting some weird rain over here, which is interesting because rain and wind is something we only see kind of in 1 month, and that's it. So,
What?
well, it is the desert.
Oh, yeah, doy. I forget.
But yeah, hopefully the weather in California is a lot better than it is here.
It's doing pretty well. I give it an A plus.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you for joining us today. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you for having me. This was tons of fun, so thank you.
And for any of the listeners out there that missed any of this interview, don't fret. You can find it on the website within the next few days. So keep your eyes peeled to 918thefan.com and your ears tuned to 91.8 The Fan, where we play everything you want and nothing you don't.